Brady, what's it like playing in this round of the playoffs? I don't think you've played in this round ever.
Yeah,
Personally.
Yeah, first year was 19. And I obviously was sidelined with an injury, so I didn't get to play in that semifinal in Calgary. But yeah, I love it. You get another game, and Zach says this every single week to us, but you're not guaranteed many opportunities to play this great game. So we get another game, and hopefully another one next week, and keep this thing going.
Zach, what's the challenge of the Montreal defense? What is it?
Well, there's a lot of challenges. They're a great football team. They do a really good job of mixing things up over there. They're very talented. Beverett's, I think, one of the best players in the league, if not the best. Their defensive line is fast and they're physical. And on the back end, like I said, they do a really good job of mirroring and mixing up the fronts with the back end. You might see one look, like a 7-up look, where they're playing true, +1 pressure behind it. The next look it might be 3 double cut behind it. The next look it might be hold. So I think they have a really good feel for what they want to do. They always have a great plan. They stick to it. They believe in it. And again, watching them on tape is a lot of fun because they're fast and they really get to the football and they'll hit you. That's the thing. They want to make life difficult for you and make it hurt. So it's a really, really good defense.
The types of pressures and blitzes they bring, what do they ask of an offense?
They just give you a lot of different pictures, right? It's a lot to prepare for as an offensive line, with Brady, with myself, receivers, bombering. It's a lot of different pictures and different calls that have to be communicated in a really timely fashion, right? So, like I said, really smart. Have a lot of respect for those guys. Been playing against them for a long time, and it's going to be a great challenge.
It's 2 10-8 teams. What do you think gives you the edge?
I think tomorrow we'll have to figure that out, right? Obviously both teams have great veteran leadership. Both teams have done, made the run before and won the entire thing. A lot of guys from that team played in 23. A lot of, guys from our team have played in the last 5 that we've played in. It's all about execution, right? I'd always obviously take us against anybody else, but it remains to be seen on the field tomorrow who executes the best, who plays the most physical brand of football, who protects the football, all those things that add up to win the game. So.
Zach, it's been kind of a roller coaster of the season for this whole team for many different reasons, but is it kind of nice that tomorrow it's a brand new season, everything that's kind of happened in the past, and put that behind you guys?
Yeah, you feel that way every game. There's a lot that goes into it each week, and there's a lot to kind of digest after the game, right? So, but yeah, as I always say to you, once that whistle blows and you're in the game, you're just kind of in it, right? So everything else is out of your mind. I thought we had a great week of prep. I think we have a great plan. And again, we got to go out there and execute tomorrow.
If Dembski can't go, just how big of a challenge will that be for you guys?
It's a challenge for sure. Nick brings a lot to the table. I never want to downplay Nick Dembski, and I think you guys understand that. All the Winnipeg people in here, how much I love Nick and what he does for our football team. That being said, Gavin's had a great week of practice. He had a great game last game. Joey's done a great job for us, all year, coming in there and doing the dirty work and running routes when needed. So we'll be ready to go, no matter what tomorrow brings.
Brady, what makes you confident, even if Dembski can't go?
Yeah, I know how our style looks like, and when we play our style, we're an extremely dominant football team, and it's hard for us to be stopped. So I think that's what gives me confidence, and also just knowing the guys that we got in the room. Guys that have played a ton of football for this team, have been through many different scenarios and pictures throughout the season, and we faced a lot of adversity this season, and we just got a very resilient group that is extremely tough, and I think that plays the game the right way. So, like Zach was saying, I'll take my boys over anyone.
The Bombers might not have Nick Dembski tomorrow, but they have Brady Oliveira. August 21st, the team had injuries. Everyone knew the Bombers were going to run the ball. They couldn't stop you. What makes you so successful? Even when they know that's what your team's going to do.
Yeah, well, we also got an extremely well offensive line. We got Zach Collaros. We got Jarrett Stearns. We got a lot of weapons on offense. So
Stearns was hurt that day.
Well, let me name some more guys. We got.
You had to run the ball, and you still ran the ball. They couldn't stop you.
Well, that's thanks to the offensive line. the fullback that's coming to the game and block. Tui as our sixth man that comes in and does a great job every single week. So, yeah, if it needs to be put on our back any given week, I think we've showed this entire league for the last number of years that we're very capable of doing it. And it's not just myself, though. It's all those guys that I listed, the entire offense, but especially those big boys up front that, again, they just play the game the right way. We have a ton of veteran presence up front, and I think you kind of feel the urgency this time of year, understanding that it's do or die. You win, you keep going, you lose, you go home. So we understand that, and again, if there needs to be a few more opportunities from myself and the offensive line this game, then so be it. But I have a full lot of belief in the guys we have in this room when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, and there's also many other ways to win a football game. So we've got to run the ball great, but I love my chances with Zach being back there, us protecting him, keeping a clean pocket, letting him deliver the ball downfield. So whatever it's going to take to win, we just got to win the game tomorrow.
Zach, Davis Alexander is going to play in his first CFL playoff game. I don't have the number, but he played in several.
It's his ninth game.
Ninth? All right, thank you. Not including
7-1.
Not including Grey Cup. Okay. What changes for a quarterback on that kind of stage?
You try not to change anything. You try to approach it the same way. Obviously, there's narratives that are built during the week and big storylines and all those things. And if you pay attention to that, you can kind of get bogged down in it. But as I said a few minutes ago, once the whistle is blown, the game is the game. But yeah, obviously excited for him personally, and he's had a great season, and he's been a lot of fun to watch. But yeah, those emotions that always hit you, might be a little more magnified, leading into a playoff game. But again, the game's the game.
Zach, earlier in the week, Brady said, why not us, regarding the fact that you guys, coming out east and never a team that went through the crossover made it, to the Grey Cup. What are your thoughts, on that, because you've accomplished a lot, pretty much everything, throughout your career, but facing that challenge, coming out east, and what are your thoughts on that, and, obviously trying to reach the Grey Cup?
I think it's a really cool opportunity, as you said, no team's ever done it. You try not to put too much thought into it because, we get to play a game this week, obviously, and the Montreal Alouettes are the team that we have to beat to get to the next round, and they're a great football team. Like I said earlier, I think they finished first in the East last year. They won the Grey Cup the year before. Very good defense, very good offense, very good special teams, great coaching staff, and I just really respect the way that they play the game of football. All that being said, I think we'd all lie to you. We'd all be lying to you to say that we hadn't thought about how cool it would be to make that kind of a run. So yeah, the opportunity's there. It's really exciting, but got to go out there and play a good game tomorrow.
How do you physically feel at this point in the season? You probably took more punishment this year than you have.
I feel pretty good. Yeah, I feel good. That adrenaline starts pumping here in a few hours, so I'll feel good for the game.
Brady, you said why not us to us earlier in the week, but is that a message that's been kind of spread across the locker room throughout the week?
Yeah, I think so. And, my message to the guys this week has just been have total belief in us. We have the right group of guys in the locker room to get it done. So just have total confidence and belief in the preparation that we put in throughout the week, the plan that we have moving forward for this game, and just go out there and execute it at a high level and just have total belief. I mean, there's going to be highs and lows throughout every single game. We faced a ton of adversity this season. And throughout the course of the game, everyone just stay together, pick each other up, because there is going to be highs and lows. But throughout those lows, continue to have belief and belief in each other that we're going to get this thing done. So, yeah, I said, why not us? And I totally stand on that. But right now, moving forward, it's handling business tomorrow. We got a great team that we got to go and try and conquer and get that victory. It's going to be a challenge. But again, I like the guys that we have on this side. So we'll focus on that and then hopefully worry about next week.
One last.
Brady, physically, mentally, having not played in last week's game, how do you feel going into this game?
Yeah, I want to play every single game, but mentally at this point of the season, you're so locked in. You should be playing your best ball. And then physically, obviously, end of the season, there's a lot more bumps and bruises. So with me having that week off, I feel fresh, really fresh. In the moment you want to play that game, I understand the big picture, appreciate the coaching staff giving me that that little break because I'm ready to go. I feel really good.
Zach, if I could ask you the same question, not having played last week, how you feel physically, mentally coming into this week?
I feel good physically. Obviously better than I did last week going into that one. And I think mentally, playing the same opponent twice, certainly helps. We got a head start, as they did as well, on kind of, scouting and all that stuff and game planning. Yeah, you gotta find a way to get into it tomorrow early for sure.